Hello! Today's podcast is entitled Trauma. I recently asked followers to tell me what subject they would like me to do a podcast on. One person very badly wanted me to talk on the topic of trauma. Before I move forward with this topic, I want to share with you the definition of trauma from Webster's Dictionary. 1A. Injury to living tissue caused by an extrinsic agent. 1B. A disordered psychic or behavioral state resulting from severe mental or emotional stress or physical injury. 1C. An emotional upset. An example is like not living up to one's own expectations. And number 2. An agent, force, or mechanism that causes trauma. If you are experiencing physical trauma, as the first definition explains, please see a doctor, urgent care, hospital, or physical therapist based on the type of physical trauma you have or are experiencing. The second trauma described is the most commonly used description. A life coach is not a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist. Life coaches are not trained or legally able to help with this type of trauma. Medications, hospitalizations, and many other types of therapy or help may be needed to deal with this trauma due to mental or emotional issues. Please, if you are suffering with this type of trauma, please seek out professional help from a licensed professional who has experience in the type of trauma you want or need help with. The last two definitions of trauma are self-induced, like too high of expectations on oneself, or environmental, like the people and places around you. These kind of traumas, if mild and not connected to the first two definitions, can be helped by seeing a life coach. The most basic solution to these two items is boundaries. In order to be healthy in the area of self-induced or environmental trauma is knowing what you should or shouldn't allow in your life. You may need to work on your self-esteem. Maybe you're putting too much pressure on yourself or aren't being realistic in the expectations of yourself. You can bring these items to light, figure out what is fact, a belief, or a perspective. You would then choose how you want to see yourself, speak about yourself, or change your expectations. If your trauma is environmental, maybe you need to let go some of the relationships in your life. Maybe you haven't been letting the right people in. It is possible you need to change jobs or spend more time in a peaceful environment. If you feel that you are unsafe or in danger, please contact law enforcement immediately. In regards to trauma, a life coach can help you decide changes you want to make, goals you want to achieve, and boundaries you want to place or reevaluate. After you've met with professionals for your type of trauma and are ready to move forward to create the life you want, a life coach can be very beneficial. Please understand that many of the tools I teach are the same or similar to those in the mental health field. They also have more extensive knowledge, experience, programs, and education to help you. When looking for a mental health professional, do your work. Find out what their education is, what they specialize in, and if they have past client testimonies. Do these things to make sure you find the right fit for you. I do not take the topic of trauma lightly. It can take years to a lifetime to heal from certain traumas. If I feel a client needs a mental health professional, I will advise they find one. I have stopped working with clients who needed to see a mental health professional. There is a time and a place that life coaching can be successful, and time when it is not the appropriate resource. If a certified life coach suggests to you to stop seeing them and instead see a mental health professional, I hope you understand that it's because they want what is best for you. To my colleagues, if you know your client needs a mental health professional and you are still seeing them, stop. You could be doing more harm than good. Placing that tough love boundary may be the push they need to get the help they need. So to recap, you can set boundaries to prevent or stop future or current trauma. However, all physical, mental, and emotional trauma should be handled by professionals in those fields. If you are unwilling to use those professionals, then you need to ask yourself why. Why is not going to them more of a priority than your health or well-being? Thank you, and have a blessed day.